I do makeups for everyone. Let me also do some touch-ups. Be the therapist, we have to be there to deal with last-minute terror situations sometimes.
When you have a knack of something, you probably take it in a much better way.
The use of skin lightening products and filters is a controversial as it is in our industry.
My clients will kill me if they see this.
One trend that needs to retire. Why does bridal makeup cost so much?
There is a trend of brides or influencers asking for free bridal makeup in exchange for a social media exposure.
Oh no. Social media has really created a lot of undue pressure on brides.
Stop saving your Instagram reels.
I make sure I take time out for myself no matter what to do things that I love. The manager of the venue had booked it with 2 brides.
Oh, skincare.
NM Wedding Insider.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the NM Wedding Insider Show. I am Nimesh.
And I'm Mohit. We are the duo behind curated events by Nimesh and Mohit. So today's episode is all about things, beauty and style, and that just married glow which has to somehow survive 12 hours of lights, tears and humidity.
Exactly, because behind every stunning bridal look is a genius makeup artist who is a part artist, a part therapist, and a timekeeper. Today, we have one of the best in the business joining us, Neha. She styled brides from Goa to Udaipur, turned 4 a.m. makeups into a glam moment, and made sure not even a Bharat level sweat could ruin the contour. So here we're bringing you Neha.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here today. And whatever you said was so accurate, I would say, because I always say that makeup is not just doing makeup, but also so much about crisis management. Because, you know, there are so many times we have to be the therapist, we have to be there to deal with last-minute terror situations. Sometimes the bride and the groom are having a fight, she's crying, and then we have to fix those under eyes. And then sometimes just before she goes on the stage, the dupatta has probably come off and we fix that. So we are constantly dealing with some crisis, and somehow me and the team are so equipped to handle all of those things, not just makeup.
Also, I think I always say it's a pure adrenaline, right? I mean,
Yeah.
The makeup room, whenever we have experienced,
So true.
it's always a chaos.
Yeah.
Someone is shouting, when someone is shouting,
Yeah.
mera dupatta, maybe some last minute crisis, or maybe that one aunt who comes in between, beta thoda makeup kar do.
Yeah. That's the worst.
Always being there, but somewhere I think you all just put it across and then
Yeah.
your magic happens, right?
So true.
I mean,
Yes.
all of us
Absolutely.
deal with the situation, and then ultimately what we see is magic, which is effort.
So true.
Right?
Yeah.
Super.
And that's exactly what today's episode is all about. The glam chaos behind the calm photos, what's trending in the bridal beauty for the upcoming wedding season, and how to make sure you look and stay flawless even when the emotion is hitting hard.
So, yeah, I'll just come back to very basic, which is like, how did you get into the industry? Is it the allure of good earrings or a good necklace, or was it genuine need of a professional makeup artist which motivated you?
Okay, so it was neither for me. I would say mine is a little bit of a filmy story. I'll just quickly take you all through that. So I was in modeling and all of that during college, and then when I moved back to Hyderabad where my parents lived, and I did journalism, so I took up a PR job. And then when I was working, I worked there for 2 years, and when I was working, it used to be so hectic. I was a 21-year-old and they would make me work on weekends also, and I would not get time to even visit the salon, even on weekends. So I was like, even getting something like threading and waxing done had become a challenge. So then I decided that I should quit my job and open a salon because, that could come home. So much before Urban Company was there, in 2013, I started something called Plank Salon, which took Hyderabad by storm. It was covered extensively all over TV and news and all of that. And that salon ran for 5 years very successfully. We grew from 2 to 20 staff and we had multiple cars. So yeah, that was me as a young entrepreneur. And during that journey, I obviously had a lot of makeup products at my disposal. And I realized that I had a natural knack for it. Now, my mom and my granddad are artists, but I never took a brush and paint. I didn't know I had the knack. But then when I started using the products that were there in our salon, just like that on my staff or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm just able to understand shades and everything without effort. So that's how love for makeup was born. And at the age of, I think, I got married and moved to Hyderabad in Bangalore in 2017. And that's when I took it up professionally full time. So now it's been over 8 years of doing this. And
So
yeah.
the bottom line is शेर को शिकार करना नहीं सिखाना पड़ता.
It's
So
there in
true.
the blood.
It's there in the blood, yeah. And I would say that somehow magically my calling found me. I didn't have to go find it.
Yeah.
So I think that way I've been so
Yeah.
blessed.
I think
So-
that makes a lot of difference, right?
Yeah.
Like, probably when when you have a knack of something, or when you know that this is there in me, you probably take it in a much better way.
So true.
And you don't feel in need of that I'm doing something which I'm not doing.
Yeah, and money is never a part of it. It's like it's a byproduct. Up, because when there's passion, आप पैसे के पीछे नहीं भागते हो. आप सिर्फ passion से काम करते
Absolutely,
रहते हो और
absolutely.
पैसा अपने आप और fame अपने आप और जो भी बाकी चीजें, those are variables वो आते रहते हैं.
True.
Absolutely. So there is always a myth. I don't know. I mean, you would be a better person to put it in light that the always blames in weddings goes to a makeup artist that वो late है.
Okay.
I don't know. This is generally a myth. That's why I got it as a myth. What is your view? Do you think it is a mere time disaster management, or it's not professionally taken as it is supposed to be?
I didn't know this myth existed, because I think for me, I take my profession very seriously, and I think so do most makeup artists. But I feel there are so many variables in a wedding, right? Like, for instance, we always, at least if I have to speak for myself, I always reach the venue on time. If I have to be there at 2 a.m., I'm there at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I'm there at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter, I'm there on time. Usually 5-10 minutes early, but never late in my 8 years of career. And I think my brides can vouch for that. But many times we are made to wait for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and then,
Yeah.
but we are still expected to send the bride out at the time that was initially committed.
True.
And then there are photographers waiting at the door, and they often think it's us who has delayed, but it's actually maybe the bride didn't sleep well, she took multiple washroom breaks. Sometimes the brides have nausea, they have food poisoning,
True.
so many scenarios just play into pictures. I've had brides fainting during makeup because of lack of sleep. So there are so many variables, and then sometimes the bride and groom are having a fight, or the families are having a fight just on the wedding day. The scenarios are endless. I cannot tell you the number of situations we've been through, but despite all of that, we have to deliver. So I think that's where the time thing comes in, but never from an artist is what I would believe, because at least speaking for myself.
Anand, so now you all are clear that it's not the only makeup artist as the reason. So ये myth को हम हटाते हैं.
Yes, please.
But it is the situation probably.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Maybe there is a genuine crisis in between
Yeah.
the situation, or it is sometimes the brides go because it's a very important day. They
Yeah.
feel too conscious about things, and you don't know how your body reacts, situation reacts to it. So I
Absolutely.
think it's not one person to be blamed.
Yeah.
Or maybe because of a general term. We cannot generalize it, but they're general.
Yeah,
So okay, this myth is clear of mine.
I'm glad.
So yeah, Neha, can you walk us through like the typical process of meeting the new client, the new bride, from the consultation to the trial to the big day? How does it go about? Can you explain what is the entire process like?
Sure. So typically, most of my brides are NRIs, so we do video consultation rather than in-person consultations, although we also have that option at our studio. But mostly we do an online consultation where we take the bride through the package, the booking process, and whether or not her style of aesthetic matches mine. So all of these things we discuss, and we understand what her vision for her big day is, and whether, most importantly, I'll be able to deliver that vision, and whether or not my vibe and her vibe matches, because it's a very personal connection on the wedding
True.
day. We're working in such close contact that it's very important that we both are able to really enjoy the process rather than it just being a transactional thing.
Correct.
So once all of that is done, and once she's okay with the pricing, we give her the package, and once the booking is through, then we take her through a skincare regime process. Typically 3 to 6 months prior is when my brides book me. So the PDF goes to them with what to eat, how much water to drink, what skincare products to use, what home remedies to follow, so that on the day of the event, she's really glowing from within, and then the makeup can only enhance it. Trials I don't encourage so much, but sometimes if they do request, then we offer them. And one day before the event, I have the most important conversation with my bride, where I tell them, what time they should be there, that there should not be anybody in the room to disturb us, and that she has to report on time. And if there's a delay, she should call us. So these are some of the things we take her through so that she's prepared for the big day. And overall, I would say the process has a very professional and clean approach to make sure that both parties are very comfortable and happy with it.
Absolutely. So standard SOPs has to be set right so that the deliverables are met for the day.
Absolutely. And there's no bad blood, I would say. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes they make us wait or anything, so the terms and conditions are clear from the start, so it's very
No,
smooth.
it makes sense. It's very important to educate them because
Yeah.
what happens is generally the question goes कि भाई नहीं ये ऐसे ही होगा.
Correct.
But everyone works with a different skill sets, right? And everyone have their own ways to deal with it.
Correct.
And I think that's the reason they have come to you.
Right,
Let's
exactly.
be very clear on
Absolutely.
that. So absolutely, I agree for that. And coming to the trial segments, I have a very nice question that which we take it up the later. But in coming social media days, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think social media has created an unrealistic beauty standards for brides? How do you handle requests for extreme transformations or copying the same look?
Yeah, I would definitely say that social media has really created a lot of undue pressure on brides and human race in general, I feel, because there are so many unset expectations because of celebrity looks and because of Facetune and the other apps which everybody has been using left, right, center to edit. And most often I get brides who come to me with those filtered videos and reference images and they say, I want this. And I'm like, so firstly, it's my job to educate them that, hey, there is a filter that's
True.
been used. This is not how makeup actually looks. It will show your texture because you already have it. I cannot make it disappear. It's not a magic wand, but I can definitely use my expertise to try and control that to a certain extent. So most important thing for me is to educate them that, no, these are unrealistic expectations and we don't need to abide by that. So that's what I would do.
Okay, I think when we are talking, pressure and when we're talking about looks, there's one more thing which really haunts people or more influence. I'll not say haunt, I could say more influences. Does celebrity look influence the brides in today's era? And has that been impacting to pressure to pursue more efficiently or copy the same?
Right. Definitely, I think celebrity looks have been references that brides have shared with us, starting with actually Anushka's wedding, I would say, when it was like such a trendsetter. Her floral bun was something that we are replicating till today. So I feel like it's great because as an artist, I would love taking inspiration from looks that like those which are so iconic.
Correct.
And then we have Alia and
Really?
Alia got married, and after that we had Kiara. So when Alia and Kiara got married, they brought in a breath of fresh air with the pastel colors, I would say.
True.
Until then, we would only do deep colors outfits, and then brides moved to pastel looks, no makeup look, which I personally love. That's what Alia and Kiara brought in. And then more recently, we had like Radhika Merchant's floral dupatta, which has just taken the world by storm. So all of these things, I think as an artist, it really pushes me also to explore something new rather than do the same thing. So I personally love it.
I mean, I also agree. I mean, see, somewhere we get inspired. We like to, use that in corporate. But do you think the originality of how the bride feels is somewhere fading out? Or you think, no, it is being a combo of that look to the bride, what she feels that, no, I like red. I want to be, this. Or maybe my mother dressed up like this and I want to be. Like if you see that Gautami,
Yummy Gautam.
Gautam, she used her mother's own sari to,
Right.
recreate the bridal look. So
Right.
do you think somewhere the originality is, dropping apart?
Not really. I feel that's where the artist's expertise comes in, where I try and understand if what she's asking for really matches her core personality. So that's where my consultation will play a role. Suppose if there's a bride who comes, her core personality is very similar to Alia's, then I will say, yeah, for sure, this is the vision that you've got for me is what I'll deliver. But if she's very funky, then I would say, okay, not this, maybe you should do like a Deepika Padukone look or something like that. So I think that's where my expertise and consultation will play a role.
So to all the brides who are watching this, please take a consultation first to your makeup artist. Stop saving your Instagram reels because ultimately the output, what they vision is what matters to you as well.
Right.
Please take account of this.
So true.
So the next one is a bouncer. The use of skin lightening products and filters is a controversial as it is in our industry. What's your opinion on colorism and the pressure to lighten the skin for weddings?
So I would say, I always say this to my brides or anybody, that it's so important to be comfortable in your own skin. That's where makeup will make you feel more confident. It can only enhance what you already have. It's if you try to transform, then you're not you. Like for example, if Deepika Padukone tomorrow goes and looks as light as Tamanna, would we love her for what she is who she is because of her beautiful complexion, which is so unique to her, or even Bipasha for that matter. So when we take away that from them, then what is left in that personality? So that's very important, to be comfortable in your own skin and not go for these unrealistic expectations that are set.
So true.
I mean, natural is the only filter that
Yeah,
you have.
yeah.
Correct.
So
right?
true.
I mean, you can put it across in that way.
Yeah.
But see, as social media is growing, right?
Yeah.
And naturally, where we used to not post our work before,
Right.
we used to be only in our D&D contracts everywhere. How do you encounter plagiarism? Like another artist copies your signature and aims as their own. How do you feel, or how do you deal with such a competitive world? I remember, when we had a
Yeah.
call regarding podcast, you mentioned somewhere.
Yeah,
So
correct.
How do you handle this?
So I would say, see, makeup is art. So it is not some answer on a paper that you can copy paste, right? It's very unique to every artist. So I feel that we can only take inspiration. We can never copy and paste. What I can deliver, maybe somebody else, or what she can deliver, I cannot copy paste that. If I try to, then I'm not a true artist. I'm only in this for maybe the ulterior motives. So a true artist will only seek inspiration from a look, which I'm very happy if somebody seeks inspiration from mine. I think it's nice. It means that people are liking your work and they're trying to use little bit of that in their makeup. So I think it's great. Yeah.
Okay, so with this, we come an end to our first segment of our episode, which is, knowing to know about what exactly the magic goes behind makeup.
All right, so let's move into our second segment, that is the trips and the trends.
All right, let's start with a very big one, which I think all the bridals want to know is what is the hottest bridal makeup trend that you are seeing for this season?
Okay, that's personally my favorite trend, I would say, where brides are asking for fresh, dewy, glass skin. They want glass lips, they want minimal eyes, minimal hair, and I love it. So that's what they all want. And I think it's wonderful to see that they're going for something that is more true to skin and true to themselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
So less filter and real.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I think as you mentioned that the real yourself has to pop out in weddings, because technically weddings are really long enough, right? The durations are so hectic, especially if it's a South Indian bride. Their rituals is so hectic and so
Right.
long that you need to be real, right? So what is your secret for makeup that survives crying, the sweating, the humid and non-stop hugging?
Right. So that's where I think what I spoke sometime back comes in. The pre-bridal regime that I send to my brides, I always encourage them to follow it, because on that day I cannot just swish a magic wand and make the makeup last forever. It's the care that they take leading up to the wedding day. And then on the day of the event, I use a lot of sweat resistant techniques, and then I give them blotting papers to carry in their touch-up kit. And most importantly, I ask my brides to keep a mini fan where they can keep fanning themselves every time they feel hot. That is a holy grail that helps makeup last through the day.
Noted.
Yeah.
I'll make sure our brides hear this one and follow it on the big day. So next one, I want to, this is repetitively, people have raised this one. What's that one mistake that, you think the brides still make, even in this era of so much knowledge about makeup, and they still end up doing the same mistake?
Right. I think one mistake I would say that I see a lot of brides making is taking too much stress on the days leading up to the wedding and drinking less water and not focusing on their food. I feel like they put in so much effort, but the last 1 week or 3-4 days before the wedding, they get so consumed by everything, they forget to drink water or eat on time, which in turn shows as fatigue on their face.
Oh.
So that is one thing I feel brides really need to focus on. They must delegate a lot of the tasks so they can just sit back and be a chill bride.
Correct.
Rather than a bridezilla.
Yeah. So I think it just boils down to is get back to your basics.
Absolutely.
Drink water.
Drink
the
water.
rest all is taken.
Drink water
Like-
and you'll have glass skin.
Yeah, there's no any added extra skincare
Yeah,
routines
yeah.
needed. Keep it natural.
Absolutely. बहुत simple
I
है.
think it's the same with our parents or
Yeah, yeah.
grandmothers or
Age-old
our older
techniques,
gen-
yeah.
They used to say that only. No?
Yeah.
They used to always say brides को कि भाई तुम ज़्यादा काम मत करो, पानी पियो, अच्छा खाओ.
अच्छा खाओ, fruits खाओ, healthy खाओ,
healthy
बस.
खाओ. And
Yeah.
that is itself going to be
Yeah.
a self-care
Yeah,
routine, right?
absolutely.
True.
Absolutely. Okay, now switching gears. A hair trend. What kind of hair trend styles have demand in this season?
So hair trends is again trends that I love personally. All the crimping and those heavy poofs and all that is out. Brides want really soft swept hair. They want hair that is flowy, minimal. They want sleek looks and they don't want anything dramatic, which I think really brings the best out of them. So yeah, that's what is trending.
The typical particle wala.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think as times change, things change.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we all have to adapt.
Absolutely.
So one quick one for the destination weddings. A lot of the times it's hot weather, humid, beach vibes. Any particular survival tips for makeup?
Yeah, for beach weddings and destination weddings, we always keep the layers very minimal. Less cream products, more powder products, less cream blush. Everything is more, I would say, minimal. And again, we tell the brides to carry mini fans. We give them a little touch-up kit that keeps them fresh on the go.
Perfect.
We're talking too much of bride. What about the grooms? Any styling or any quick tips that you would like to set for grooms?
Yeah, definitely. So I would say earlier, I never saw grooms getting makeup done, but post-COVID, somehow the trends changed and every groom now by default asks for makeup. So I won't lie, the first time I had to do makeup for a groom, I was myself a bit, I would say,
Yeah, of course.
shy, uncomfortable, okay, I have to touch a male skin, right?
Yeah.
It's different from doing it for the bride. Then you have to get onto the wagon. जो trend है आपको खोदना ही पड़ेगा. You
Correct.
can't go against the tide. तो मैंने कहा
True.
चलो grooms को makeup चाहिए तो देते हैं. But it's also nice because they look so put together now in photos.
Correct.
And tip I would say that a lot of skincare which they must do because dry skin is not cool. So yeah.
So if you had to give out one final message for the upcoming brides who are listening to the podcast right now, what would that be?
I would say be comfortable in your own skin. That is the most important thing because a happy bride is the prettiest bride. So if you are happy, the groom is happy, your family is happy. So for you to be happy, you need to feel comfortable in your skin. So choose your makeup artist wisely who will not change you into someone unrecognizable, but rather just enhance your beautiful features and make you feel your most confident self on your big day.
Perfect.
I agree. I always tell this to my brides as well. What happens is, this happens exactly before our entry,
Right.
Especially in Varmala actually. We have seen that, I always tell the bride, smile, forget the rest. Smile,
So
forget
true.
the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, that is your moment, right?
It'll
You
never
have-
come back again.
Imagine you have taken 3 months, 6
Yeah.
months, 8 months to prep up the whole show.
Yeah.
It could be them or it could be us.
Yeah.
But at the end, that moment when you're walking with a pretty smile,
Yeah.
I think that flattens the whole thing.
The
out,
vibe
right?
just
changes.
becomes that,
and
yeah.
it's-
This is what we have been telling to Neha as well.
During
Oh
your
my
wedding.
God, yeah, so true. We go back a long way. You guys have been such an integral part of my wedding. Probably the only time somebody could make Anand and me dance for you guys.
So we
it's
used
a
to
very
say,
special memory.
stay calm, breathe,
Yeah.
smile.
Thank
Those
you.
days were
Yeah,
fun.
fun. We were raw, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. All of us. I mean,
Yeah.
there was no
Peer-
pressure in
yeah,
terms of
peer pressure in terms-
ऐसे ही करना है,
कुछ
ऐसे
नहीं,
ही
हाँ,
रहना है.
हाँ.
We just went.
Yeah, we were just us. Like you guys
yeah.
were you, and we just followed जो आप लोग ने बोला, and it was like it's still one of my best memories.
So
I would
you
say.
you guys have to take a note. अभी भी artist हमारी सुनते हैं.
Okay, I mean that's good. I mean, I see. As we talk, see things have changed. A lot of people in the industry, especially in the makeup industry for weddings or other events, we see a lot of new upcoming artists who are coming to do something really good for themselves, right? So one tip that you would like to give them to make it a more professional, to something which they love, as we were mentioning that I love this, so I'm doing this. Correct?
Right.
So what would you suggest them, or what would you advise them?
To makeup, upcoming makeup artists?
Yes.
Okay. What I would say is that don't fall for the pressure and just do it if you really love it. If you think this is glamorous, I want to quit my job and do it, it is not a technical industry, it is art. So unless there is art really there in you, you can't sustain in the industry with the high pressure, no sleep, the extreme adrenaline. So I would say if it's truly something you love doing, then this is what you should take up. And secondly, don't fall under the pressure of copying anybody's style. Your style will come to you. My style is dewy, natural skin finish. So do 10-15 brides and आपका style अपने आप आपके पास आ जाएगा. You'll know, okay, this is my USP, and then your USP will take you places.
Very true, very truly said. And again, I put this because I observe. I mean, I don't know if I might be wrong. That most of the people who are in our industry, especially makeup, are about what percentage of women are there in this.
Right.
So there are major what I would see.
Yeah.
So as a woman entrepreneur, where you started really young, I would like to ask this one question to you. How do you balance your professional commitments with family responsibilities and managing efficiently both? How?
It's so hard. I cannot tell you that. I mean, I don't mince words. It's very tough to be a woman, I'd say. I know a lot of people might come at me for saying this, but it is really hard being a woman and trying to give your best to your brides and your clients, your business, and to your child and family back home. And somehow, I don't know, it is the way it is. We are made this way, I would say, women, where we are multitaskers and we are able to do this. Like today also, before I had to come here, my cook didn't turn up and I had to cook food at home and also make sure I send my child to school and then show up for myself, because this is what I want to do and this is a commitment I've made. So, you know, we are always multitasking, but I think how I sustain is by also prioritizing self-care. I make sure I take time out for myself no matter what, to do things that I love. And that's how I'm able to keep my cup full, because somewhere along the way I realized that if I try to pour from an empty cup, then nobody's going to be happy. If I'm irritated, my child is irritated. So
Absolutely.
I just take out pockets of time for myself. It can be as simple as Shanti ki chai pee lo, या कुछ एक sheet mask लगा के बैठ जाओ 10 minutes, whatever. It can be watch an episode of Friends. But I do little things during the day to just refill my cup so I'm able to be there for my brides and my family.
Absolutely, very rightly put across. I think prioritizing your time for yourself, for clients, and there should be some line
Correct.
to everything, right?
Correct.
So I think very rightly put across. So
Thank you.
with this, we come up with we end our second segment of tips and trends. Make sure you follow us and suggest share the best trends and tips on your Instagram.
All right, now moving into the next segment that is called the rapid fire round. Okay, Neha, it's time for our favorite part, the rapid fire, glam slam, one word answers only. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, hairbrush or HD?
HD.
Matty or dew?
Dewy.
If you had a superpower for weddings, what it would be?
I don't know.
Maybe more filters or remove the filters.
Remove the filters, yeah. No filter with bloom will be my superpower.
Longest you've gone ever without sleep at work?
I think 36 hours.
Wow. You would like the 4 a.m. fairas or the midnight receptions?
4 a.m. fairas.
One trend that needs to retire?
Chunky glitters on the face or the eyes. It needs to go.
Thank you. Someone said it.
Your celebrity bridal mousse?
Celebrity bridal muse will be Alia Bhatt.
One product every bride must carry in her clutch?
It should be a foundation powder so that you can touch up during the day.
One word to describe your vibe as a makeup artist?
No filter makeup.
One thing groom should never skip on their wedding day?
Skincare and a lip balm. I hate seeing men with dry chapped lips. I feel like photos achhe nahi aate. You should have hydrated lips.
Bold bridal or minimalistic groom? Who wins your heart?
Bold bride.
If you had a celebrity couple for their wedding, who would it be?
Deepika and Ranveer.
Bride steals the show or groom surprise moments?
Groom surprise moments.
If the groom wanted a little concealer, what would you say? Yes or no?
Yes.
One mistake groom make with skincare, routine before the big day.
They don't do skincare.
All right, so that was the rapid fire round.
Okay, so moving into our last segment, which is our Q&A segment, which is again very curated questions that we bring out from our users to our teams who have, done their little bit of research and something which our audience wants to always know about it
Right.
and make curious about it. So there is a trend of brides or influencers asking for free bridal makeup in exchange for a social media exposure. How often does this happen? And what are your thoughts on working on collaboration instead of a payment?
Right. I would say in the recent past, this trend has really picked up where I receive a lot of DMs saying, initially it was a surprise for me because they'd say, hey, this is a collab and we will give you your due credits and all of that. So my take is a little old school here. I feel that if you want my time, effort and expertise, then you have to pay for it. But at the same time, I think to each his own, because I feel like if you're a beginner and you are able to get some traction through a celebrity artist, then why not? I think if it's a win-win for both parties, then collaborations are always beautiful. But yeah, it has to be a win-win for both parties. But personally, I would like not do it.
Neha spends a lot of time with the North Indian friends, so the answer is clear.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is like the question number one, always. Why does bridal makeup cost so much? Always. Itna lagta hai. Kyun?
Yeah,
What's the answer?
I know. It's so irritating to hear that because I feel I always say this that, brides are okay spending a lakh, 2 lakhs on their outfit, a lakh, 2 lakhs on the photographer, and so much on the flowers. But to spend a few thousands on makeup, why do you question it? Because I feel if your makeup is not good, all the money you've spent on your outfit or on your photography just goes waste. So makeup is the most important thing. If your makeup is good, then the outfit and the photos will come good, the decor will look good. So please spend on your makeup. And it's not a lot, honestly. We put in years of experience, luxury products, hours of driving in Bangalore traffic to reach your location. So a lot goes in.
थोड़ा और बजट वेडिंग प्लानर से कट जाएगा.
This is very fair. Yeah, goes on. So, now tell us, how do you handle brides who want you to look completely different than they?
Okay. I think that's where my expertise would come in, and I would play a consultant and I would advise them, understand what their vision is, and I would tell them that, hey, this is your core personality from what I understand, and your vision is slightly different from what you are as a person. So we should rather do something that suits you, your outfit and your entire look. So we have a consultation where I try and make her understand, and then we curate the final look. But despite that, if she still wants to do something really funky and different from who she is, then it's her day, it's her happiness. We'll just play along.
Correct. Okay, so now tell us, as we're talking about, completely different being yourself, tell us one nightmare story of a bridal.
Nightmare story. Okay, this was quite. There are so many, but if I have to tell you one, then there was this really sad situation, I would say, where we were on the way to the venue, and then the bride called us saying that there was the person who, the manager of the venue, had booked it with 2 brides.
Oh.
So then, when the bride's decorating team was not allowed inside by the other team who was more dominant, and they were already setting up. So the bride called me and said, hey, this is not the venue. We're trying to figure out where our venue is. You keep driving, we'll tell you where our venue is. And then they found an alternative venue about 30 minutes away, which was Royal Orchid Domlur. And then we went there, and then to see the bride in that condition, her dream venue was an outdoor venue to now this hotel, and to see her in those tears and to calm her down, change her mood, and then get her dressed, it was really something I've never experienced. And hats off to the bride also, because she lost so much money there. They didn't know if they would get it back, but she still put up a brave face and she went and got married. So that will always remain as a story, I would say, bittersweet, where she had an experience, but she still faced it head on, and did the best. Yeah.
But I think somewhere things fall in place if
Yeah.
the intent is right. I
Correct.
think things fall just
Yeah.
in place.
So true.
You know, I think we all have situations where we have to somehow make it work.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we all are called as the magic wands. We don't have, but we
Yeah.
always try
Find
to
a
do it
solution.
in our
Yeah.
way where we can put a smile across them and make their big day a special.
Special one.
Because
So true.
It's not going to come back for them. So we
Yeah.
make sure
True.
somehow
Yeah.
we put
True,
it across
true.
in the best way.
Yeah.
I mean, the last question I would rather say one beauty tip every bride should follow before her wedding.
Before her wedding, skincare. Do lots of skincare, drink lots of water, eat clean because, eating clean will really show on your face. The moment you eat some junk, it's going to come as acne on your face. So just avoid that. Eat clean and use a lot of skincare products.
Okay, this is the next Gen Z question, but I'll put it across. Do grooms actually need makeup?
I think so, yes. Now I think so because I feel it's not full blown makeup, but a little bit of concealing and just little bit of being put together, I would say, makes the photos look so good. Don't you think?
I
Yes.
think so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. But there's always another myth that we want to clear. What's more high maintenance, the brides or the grooms?
High maintenance. I think grooms because my brides are always ready on time, and the groom is like taking a nap and chilling, and then last 5 minutes he'll be like, the bride will keep calling, "Hey, wake up! I'm almost ready," and then wo fir Maharaja ready hone jate hain. So, yeah, the grooms.
Okay, but have you ever dealt with a mismatch? Like, the one person's makeup is done and the other one is running late.
Yeah, always. And the bride is always ready. The groom's family has not reached the venue half the time, and then the bride is stressing. So that always happens. Or the groom has fallen asleep, or he's probably running around dealing with something. So then the bride usually uses that time for photography, so it's never a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is just an off-lit question. But do you notice a moment when the bride and groom just met or they glow differently?
Yeah, so true. It always happens. I feel like the first look is the most magical moment where they just look at each other, and I feel like actually मेरे दिमाग में वो slow music चलने लगता है, and I feel like the world stands still the moment they come face to face, and then something happens and then the world just slows down. It's so beautiful.
ऐसा लव मैरिज में ही होता है अरेंज मैरिज में भी पॉसिबल है
I think they gave a nice cinematic view to it. Someone calling us
True.
Okay, all right. So with this, we come up with we end our segment with this, and it is always fun for these Q&As to answer. So if you want more of this, or you want, something which you want to know about the guests who are there on our podcast, please comment. Please feel free to DM us, and we would make sure that we cover up those in our future episodes.
All right. So this was such a fun and fabulous chat with you, Neha. Thank you so much for spilling the glam secrets and giving our listeners the real behind the scenes moments and taking us through the makeup journey. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, because they say weddings are chaotic, yeah, but if your your glam squad is calm, your photos will thank you forever. And makeup isn't just about how you look, but it's about how you feel.
So true.
And
true.
last May, we should add one liner always saying skincare.
100%.
Absolutely. I mean, we always talk about bride's glow, but we have learned that groom prep matters just as much as the bride.
Yeah.
It's all about be comfortable and camera ready energy together. Right? So I think it just falls in place together, and that's how the magic creates.
Very true. I think the balance between a well-groomed look for the groom as well as a beautiful, because a lot of times when the bride is like glowing and radiant and the groom does not have anything on his face, he's like, "Arey, you're overdressed." So now when both of them have that balance, then there is that true inner confidence also, ki, hey, we are, ready to take on all the photos.
Absolutely. So, and to all our listeners, especially whether you are a bride to be or a groom to be, just a wedding enthusiastic, remember, confident never goes out of style.
So true. Being comfortable in your own skin is ultimate confidence, I would say.
Super. And thank you so much, Neha, for coming across here, sharing us insights which all of us need. And because we've always seen a camera which is having filters, but we are talking no filters. So, I think this is something which people need. It could be the grooms, or it could be the bride to be, or even it could be the family who actually wants to understand what goes behind, the entire journey of making it from raw to, to the
Yeah.
natural glow. Sachin, thank you so much for sharing your insights, and we look forward for many more. And maybe next time we come up with something more, attractive, where we can share more in detailed conversation. And maybe, as I remember that you have your own studio as well,
Right.
so where you conduct workshops. So would you like to highlight something about that?
Yeah, sure. So I do have a space where we do a lot of workshops, and the reason I started that was I felt there was a real lack of skincare. Again, coming back to my favorite topic, there was a lack of knowledge about skincare and makeup when I moved to Bangalore. I felt brides would just come and sit on the chair and say, "Ki, haan, makeup karo," and I'm like, "What moisturizer do you use?" They're like, "Moisturizer? We don't use moisturizer." So this was, of course, 8 years ago. Now things have changed. But that's where this thing stemmed off, making a model of a workshop where we teach them everything from skincare to makeup, so that any layman like me or any regular office goer bride to be understands what it is to take care of their skin and what it is to have basic makeup products in her vanity. So that's how the studio came into picture. And now, of course, we do a lot of pro courses and everything else as well there.
Perfect. So we will be sharing in the Insta link as well of Neha's upcoming classes. In case if you have a friend or a colleague who is aspiring to take up makeup as a professional course and then be a professional makeup artist, we would be sharing the link as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me here. It was a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun.
Absolutely.